Happening, guys? How are we? I just want to talk about a very important subject matter. Is being different a good thing? Now, for example, I can relate to this because I used to have epilepsy, and it all started at the age of 4 when I had my very first fit, and I just used to go into a daydream. I couldn't even speak, so I had to repeat everything my mum was saying to me. So at the age of 7, when I went to primary school, I was up against kids that were more academic and more advanced than me and good at numeracy and maths. So when I was in year 6 and everyone was doing SATs, unfortunately I couldn't do SATs because I couldn't read or write. So the teacher thought it wouldn't be fair putting me in that situation. So when I was in secondary school, I was in bottom sets for most things like maths and English because I just couldn't get the hang of maths. Like maths is just something that just doesn't click in my brain. But like the likes of accents and music does. So at the end of the day, like we're all different of what we're good at. And music and accents are the one things I'm good at. But it was just a horrible experience. Like I had an American tutor in year 9 where she said I wouldn't amount to anything and I was just going to be one of those thick Afghanistan soldiers that are completely brain dead and don't know a thing, and you won't amount to anything in life. And kids used to tease me as well when I used to do easy maths work in an IT lesson where they used to call me a retard and used to call me thick and used to laugh at me, and it used to really upset me. And I just wanted to leave, and I didn't want to go to school because it just used to really, really annoy me because I was just behind, and it was just a horrible experience to go through, having to go through that. And when I was in year 11, it got to the point where it was exams, and I remember the teacher saying to me, right, you've got an exam, and he used to panic every single time. And he used to think, "Oh shit, I don't want to do an exam. I'm not good. I'm not good at this. I can't remember it." I used to have voices in my head where they used to tell me I wasn't good enough. Why are you even trying? You're not good enough at all. You can't do this. You're never gonna amount to anything. And it was just horrible. It was just a horrible experience to go through. And I used to witness this kid who was different to me, and he had a high pitched voice when I was in school, and everyone used to be like, "Oh, who's that idiot over there? He's a nutter, him. Ah, look at him." And it was just horrible. Like I was a quiet kid in school. I was shy. I didn't like sticking up for myself. I just wanted to keep myself to myself. I wasn't a class clown. I wasn't one of those kids that used to answer back to teachers. So kids used to like, I was an easy prey to them. I was an easy prey because I wasn't academic at all. I I wasn't like switched on to them when it came to things. And I was different. And I came across people, like I was friends with people that were also different to me as well. Like I had a mate who was good at IT as well, and he was different to me. Like he was academic. Unfortunately, he was in different sets to me in school. But I remember him coming into a maths lesson where he got punched in the nose and there was all blood running down his nose, and I just used to think, what's going on there? I used to think like what happened? And that's because he was a quiet kid as well, that didn't like sticking up for himself. And when he said leave me alone, kids used to prey on that, and kids used to pick on him, and it was just horrible. And it I just didn't like school at all. I couldn't wait to leave. And when it came to results day and people got A stars and B's and C's, I got a B in photography and I did well with my BTECs, but I felt like I was a failure because I couldn't do proper GCSE work, and I was in bottom sets and I didn't know what to do. And I got accepted into 2 colleges, and it was great. Like my life was complete because I didn't have to go through the stage of doing maths and English anymore until a point where I had to resit my maths. And I came up against kids in college that were academic and passed the maths and English GCSE. And that used to really upset me as well, because I couldn't pass my maths because I wasn't good at maths. And I was way behind on my English, so I had to resit my English GCSE again. And it was just horrible. Like, I didn't like having to resit. I wanted to just go home at the end of the day. And it was just horrible. Like, it was just a horrible experience. But being different is a good thing, because if we weren't different and if we were all the same, life would be very boring, and it would also be dull as well, because we would all just be the same. And you shouldn't be afraid to be different, and there's no point pretending to be someone that you're not. If you're you, embrace being you. There's nothing wrong with being you. And that's what I've learned along the way in my life as well. And especially being with positive people, because positive people really help you as well along the way. So if you've liked this video, like, comment, and subscribe.